Guys, there's a story that I haven't reacted to, and I'm ashamed that I haven't reacted to it yet. It just keeps popping up on my timeline, and I haven't looked into it properly. I've seen little things about it, but it's regarding Ashlee Jenae, who I believe is an influencer in America, a black girl, and she was found dead, and the husband seems to be a suspect. At least that's what's being talked about on social media. So we're going to react to that, guys. There's actually a disturbing video that I saw today, which I'm going to play, which triggered me reacting to this, right? It was taken 11 hours before she was found. It seems like there's some footage that was pulled from the hotel that they were staying at, and it shows an altercation between her and her husband, allegedly. So we're going to react to that, guys. And before we do, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, tick the little bell for notifications. And I appreciate all of you that are already subscribed and those who are liking and commenting on the videos. Keep it up, guys. Well, guys, let's react to this. And again, this is a disturbing video, so trigger warning.
Get off!
So local authorities in Zanzibar initially said that Ashlee took her own life, but you guys released a statement saying that her death was suspicious. What do you think happened?
We're not too sure what happened. That's what we're trying to find out. I got 2 emails today from the embassy in Zanzibar, and it said the investigation is still ongoing. That they have not determined the cause of death yet at all, and the investigation is still.
I find it hard to believe that a lifestyle influencer, 31 years of age, goes to Tanzania with her fiance and takes her life. You heard what I just said? Ashlee Jenae was found dead in a Tanzania hotel, and her fiance is claiming that she took her own life. Her fiance is claiming that she put a rope around her neck and took her own life.
New updates about Ashlee Jenae's death just got released, including an alleged exclusive hotel CCTV footage that showed what really happened during the fight. If you were part of the folks who called BS on the claims about her taking her own life, then baby, it looks like you might have been onto something right from the jump. This comes after Ashlee was found choked out in a Zanzibar resort closet just days after getting going on a so-called dream proposal getaway with her crypto fiancé Joe McCann. The feds have been trying to label this an S-side even before actually investigating the case.
Guys, it's sad, man. Bearing in mind, I haven't watched this video. I'm watching it with you for the first time. I only saw the beginning where it looked like they got into an altercation. Yeah, but this is sad, man. This is the girl, obviously on screen. Yeah, and yeah, it's a sad story, guys. And I've seen loads of things. I've seen loads of little things, little clips. People are saying that she married this rich guy and the grass isn't always greener. This guy was apparently sleeping with a bunch of different girls in Tanzania. He likes to, you know, pull up on the black chicks and stuff like that. So I've seen lots of stuff about this. It's this video of their apparent altercation that's been released of them in the hotel. So can you imagine, like, so they get into this fight, 11 hours later, it's being said that she's, you know, unalived herself by hanging. It's crazy, guys. Let's just carry on with the video.
But her family wasn't having none it. Mind you, just the night before she died, she and Joe got into an argument so nasty that security had to split them into villas 10 minutes apart. And on top of that, Ashlee's neighbors at the villa heard muffled noise coming from her room around 2 a.m. 11 hours later, she's found dead, and they want to label it an S-side? No, ma'am. Now, as you all know, they traveled to Zanzibar to celebrate her 31st birthday. And judging from Ashlee's social media posts, which are currently still up on Instagram, they were having a really good time. Absolutely nothing about her posts suggested that she and Joe were having any issues. In fact, on April 4th, a day before her birthday, Joe had proposed to her, and she posted videos about it to her followers on Instagram. Now, fast forward to the night of April 8th. She got into a
Wait a minute, so her birthday was just, what, like 20-something days ago?
really heated argument with Joe that ended with the staff at the villa putting them in their own individual villas, a whole 10 minutes apart. It turns out this wasn't the first time they had gotten into it on this trip. It had been a recurring thing since they arrived, but it was worse that particular night. And in case you're wondering what exactly they were arguing about, neither her family nor the police have confirmed it, but according to the streets, Ashlee caught him sneaking out to cheat on her with some locals multiple times. In fact, it's been reported that Joe was a frequent guest at that villa, so he had already been getting around with some local way before Ashlee. Ashlee, on the other hand, was over there thinking they came to celebrate her birthday, when the whole time, he had other plans. Anyway, going back to them being placed in different villas after the argument, it turns out that just hours after this was done, Joe returned to Ashlee's villa with the staff because he wanted to speak to her. That's when they found her unconscious in her closet with a belt around her neck. Just off the bat, this is already looking very sus. And to make matters even worse, Ashlee's neighbors at the villa said they heard a strange noise coming from her room around 2 a.m., not too long before she was found. And this wasn't just any regular noise. They described it as a muffled struggle, almost like she was getting choked out and fighting for her life. Now, obviously, the last thing they thought was that she was getting attacked, especially since she was there alone. But looking back now, those noises they heard could have been Ashlee getting unalived in real time. They basically heard her losing her life and did nothing to help. Ashlee was rushed to the hospital, and not too long after that, she passed away. And can y'all believe that Joe didn't reach out to tell Ashlee's family what had happened to her until 11 hours later? These people were home thinking she was having the time of her life in Zanzibar with her man, when the whole time, she was dead. In fact, even when he finally told them what happened, his communication with them went off again for a while before he finally broke the news about Ashlee's death to them. Her father, Harry Robinson, told TMZ, "The fiancé did not reach out to us at all. That's devastating when your daughter's halfway around the world. We just wanted to know where she was, who she was with, and that she was okay. Just give us something." He continued, "There are cameras everywhere at a resort, and that will match the timeline. Just do the investigation and let us know." Now, as it mostly is, with cases like this, especially the ones involving Black women, the police work on the case are in the gutter. You see, upon her death, the hospital concluded that she died of cerebral hypoxia by suffocation. But now it is being reported that there is a CCTV footage that shows who really entered her room.
They go to Tanzania for her 31st birthday. They get engaged. She looks happy right here. What happened? You're telling me that she was this happy that she wanted to take her life. I want you to look at this woman. Tell me, do you think this woman would have randomly just took her life? They're saying that her...
Now, I'm not saying what it is, right, that she did or didn't, right? What I'm going to say is, first of all, like, obviously, if they did have that altercation, can you imagine, like, if their relationship is not usually like this, yeah? I'm going to assume that the relationship has been like this. It's done been like this. Right? I'm going to assume that, right? The relationship has been volatile, possibly from the beginning, right? I don't think you just roll up on holiday and you're just fighting like that all of a sudden, right? I believe that this is going on. Their fighting predates the holiday. But anyway, they get engaged on this holiday, right? Just imagine you get engaged to a man. You think, as a lady, just imagine if you're a lady watching, you get engaged to a man, and then all of a sudden you lot are going through this madness, he's putting his hands on you and stuff like that. It could break your heart. Maybe she thought, my heart's broken, and she just, or there's the other side of things, because let's just obviously make this clear. I don't believe that this man's had his day in court yet, right? Or even if he's been arrested, actually. I don't even know enough about the story to suggest that, right? But there's the other possibility. There's a possibility that he could be innocent and he's nothing to do with what happened, or maybe he's to do with what happened, but it's emotionally, psychologically. Maybe he wasn't physically involved with her unaliving herself, right? But then there's the other side where it's a bit strange, isn't it? It's a bit strange that you lot are going on holiday, it's kicking off, then she's getting a separate room. He could be vexed about that. And, he ends up turning up to the room. It says about somebody else entering a room, which I'm guessing they're talking about him, but haven't seen that footage. I've just seen a tiny little piece of footage of them fighting together in the hotel room. The resort staff said that this was an ongoing thing, right? The neighbors said they heard muffled sounds, right? It's not like they said they heard shouting or anything like that. But hey, listen, I'm not the police. I'm not here to do an investigation, but this is just a crazy, terrible story. We're going to watch some more of this, and then we're going to actually, because this isn't official news, we're going to watch just a little bit of one of the news reports that actually reported a little bit on the case. But let's continue.
Police, that this woman right here put a rope around her neck and took her own life.
To make matters even worse, Ashlee's family is also claiming that Joe has cut off all communication with them. As in, this man has gone ghost. The only people he's talking to are the Tanzanian police, and even that
Oh yeah, and it's a bit weird that the man didn't let the family know for like 11 hours. Let's just continue.
has questions, because people are now speculating that he has ties to the hotel owner and the police. And to add insult to injury, the police have also refused to ship her body back to them, even though they claim they are done with the autopsy. It's like this family just can't catch a break. At this point, they need to stop doing these interviews and fly down to Zanzibar, because they ain't gonna do right by them till they go down there themselves and handle business in person. No shade.
And initial call that she got from Joe was 11 hours after something had transpired in the room. And that's very odd. 11 hours later,
11 hours.
Something had transpired, and Joe just relayed to Yolanda that Ashlee was okay and she was stable and she was okay and don't worry about it.
But that she was at the hospital.
Yes. 11 hours later.
So have you spoken to him since, and what has he been saying?
There has been no communication here.
Was there any footage? Did you look at the footage? Did you see the footage? These are things that's very important to us. These are things that can clear everything up. It gives us a timeline. It lets us know what happened. We have not seen or heard or even anything about any kind of footage, surveillance. These are things that we need to know.
Did you guys ever think that Ashlee had any mental health issues?
I would think that's farther from the truth. If you go to her page, you know, as you can see, she's a beacon of light. You know, she likes being on, like it's like being in the camera.
Oh, and if you thought this was over, wait till you hear the recent updates that have surfaced on social media about Joe having a black woman fetish and getting his passport confiscated after the police came across a new set of evidence that points to Ashlee's death having foul play involved. It turns out that before he got with Ashlee, he was previously married to Shay Jackson, a senior brand marketing executive who has worked at Google, Facebook, and now Nike and Skims, with whom he shares 2 kids. Apparently, they got married in 2018, but got a divorce around 2021. Now, the reason behind the divorce is still unconfirmed, but folks on the internet are saying it might have been because of his serial cheating behavior. And when it comes to the allegations about hotel CCTV footage showing exactly what happened that night, the footage hasn't been released, and the police haven't disclosed the full details either, since the case is still currently being heavily investigated. However, whatever was in it was enough for them to hold Joe in the country for longer than they initially planned to, and even confiscate his passport. Basically, since he doesn't have a passport, he can't leave Zanzibar till the investigation is done, and his innocence is proven. As of now, Joe is still considered a witness and not a suspect, but if the rumors are true, then it's just a matter of time before that changes. In the meantime, people had their thoughts like this person who said, "She clearly lacked discernment. Look at him. Gross." Another person said, "I think she called off the engagement and he couldn't take that. If I can't have you, nobody will." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Ashlee supposedly taking her life? And do you really think Joe had something to do with it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
Yeah, guys, obviously innocent until proven guilty, but it is a bit weird that, again, he didn't let the family know. He hasn't spoken to the family. Maybe he's not allowed to speak to the family. Who knows? But the fact that he knows the hotel owner as well, could be a bit dodgy, right? And you know how it is, right? In these African countries, is it West Africa? I don't know. Tanzania. Where is Tanzania? Is that West Africa? Right? It's Africa anyway, right? And money talks, right? You can bribe your way in and out of stuff in Africa. And that's no shade on Africa. That's just how it is, how the culture is, or how the culture can be, should I say. And this guy, I think he's like a multi-millionaire or something like that. He's worth a lot of money. And yeah, I mean, that's what the rumors are. He likes to go to these African countries and sleep with these African black women. But that's all speculation, guys. I don't think that could be used as evidence in court. Let's check out one of the news articles, because obviously, you know, that video is from YouTube, right? So the news source is going to be from YouTube as well, but it's a little bit more official. Let's check it out and then we'll conclude this video.
Welcome back, everyone. The death of a 31-year-old social media influencer is under investigation. Ashlee Robinson, known online as Ashlee Jenae, was on vacation with her fiancé in Zanzibar celebrating her birthday. Robinson's family tells CBS News the circumstances of her death are not clear, but they do know she was found unconscious in her villa. The family didn't find out until about 11 hours later. They issued a statement saying in part they are devastated, but place trust in the investigators.
Oh, so very short and brief. I thought it was a longer video than that. Remember, guys, this guy has not been arrested. He's still being classed as a witness in the case rather than a suspect. I think if this happened in America, it would be a lot different. The fact that it happened overseas, I guess the investigation is going to be a lot different to what the American community are used to. The family, obviously, thoughts go out to the family. Yeah, man, it's just a shame. I haven't seen anybody really talking about it in the UK influencer scene, right? I've seen this a lot in the American blogs, right? On the American American YouTube channels. So I wanted to cover it because, listen, man, this is a global problem. Like, at the end of the day, women are getting found unalive. It's a thing that continues to happen. It's a thing that needs to stop. For all we know, it was a S, possibly. All right, guys, but it's an open investigation. So let's just reserve our thoughts and try and be a little bit sensitive to the family. And if the man is and if the man is innocent, then obviously we won't want to accuse him of something that he didn't do. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments. It's a very sad story. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, tick the little bell for notifications. I will see you in the next video.